KPFT. We can never tell who all's going to pop in here. We have Melissa Noble with a camera in my face right now. Hi, everybody out there.
Hi, Melissa.
Baby girl typing away, answered phones. And last but not least, certainly not least, we have the one and only Marcy Ray, a.k.a. Sweet Mama Cotton in the house. Hey, sweetheart, how are you doing?
Thank you so much for having
Grab
me
that
today.
microphone a little bit down closer to you.
All right, I can do that.
Yeah, I want to
How's
hear
that?
that beautiful voice.
Is that better?
Absolutely.
How about this? Is this better?
Well, that's deeper. Okay. Congratulations, sweetie.
Thank you.
You've just released a brand new CD.
Yes.
Sold out on CD Baby the other day. It's called Sweet.
Sweet.
Let's talk a little bit about this, about the musicians, where it was recorded, how it came together, your inspiration.
Well, we started this CD over 10 years ago when Joey Bowers, my guitar player, was alive and engineering in his studio, and the musicians were our regular band: Charles Neckbone Murphy on bass, Osama Rod on drums, Joey on guitar, and me on keyboards and vocals. And we started recording the rhythm tracks, and we were quite a bit into the rhythm tracks when Joey was killed. And that just kind of brought everything to a halt for me, and everything was in his Roland recorder mixer. So all the software is proprietary software, and it's really hard to deal with. My initial idea was I was going to learn how to engineer and finish it in his studio. That was an uphill battle.
You soon learned that wasn't going to be the case.
Yeah,
right?
I really tried, but it just wasn't going to happen. So then I had to figure out how to get the tracks out of there in a format that I could take them somewhere else, because I didn't want to lose what we'd already done. So it took me a long time to find that out. Then I figured out how to extract the tracks, and then I had to find somebody who would understand my vision of building on what we had and completing the project, and that was Roger Towse. And I found Roger, and he's just a wonderful engineer, and he understood my vision, and it was really great. So I started working with Roger. Then Charles Neckbone Murphy was diagnosed with liver cancer, and that was just a horrible time. So I made sure to get him down there to finish his tracks, and he did pass away last year. And then I was in the car accident, and I was laid up in a wheelchair for 6 months, and that was kind of put a crimp in our plans.
The Reaper was following around.
He was trying to get me, but he didn't get me that time anyway. But it was bad. But I did get Earl Gillum down there, and he recorded a track on organ, and on the same track I have the fabulous Get Ready with your Texas Johnny Brown.
Yeah!
is on that track too with Earl. So I got them down there. Then I just pleaded with all my friends to help me finish, and it was a labor of love and devotion from everybody. It's just been an amazing experience. Steve Crace is on one song, and then we sent tracks to Los Angeles, and Bubba Gould engineered my friend Mark Schweitzer, who plays dobro, on the same cut with Steve Crace. So we got tracks from LA. Then Eve Woodard, a good friend of mine and a fabulous guitar player, she came in and finished the tracks. But I was able to get Joey on 4 tracks, on his guitar tracks. He had finished 4 of them. So he's on 4 songs. Texas Johnny Brown is playing guitar on 1, and Eve Woodard is playing guitar on all the rest of the songs. Osama came down and finished 3 more cuts that we hadn't started yet, and Roger played bass on those. Eric Demmer arranged and played all the horn parts.
That's always a coup to get
Can't
Eric
get better
Demmer.
than that.
Yeah.
Let's see, who am I for? My favorite thing was, I have this one doo-wop song that I wrote like 30 years ago, and I've been singing it all these years, but I never had the backup vocals that I wanted. I said, I'm going to get those vocals on there. So I was trying to find some guys who could sing like Sha Na Na to come on there and finish those vocals. I couldn't find anybody. And Roger kept saying, you should call Guy Schwartz, he can do it. And I'm like, I've known Guy for years, I've never heard him do anything like that. So I kept kind of putting it off, and Roger kept saying, you should call Guy Schwartz. Finally I said, well, I'm going to call Guy and let him do it and pay him, and if I don't like it, I'll get somebody else.
Yeah.
So Guy came down, and man, he nailed it. He just one part after the other nailed it. So I hired him to do 2 more backup vocal parts. It was so cool. So Guy's on there. Just a lot of people. I hope I didn't forget anybody. But a lot of people came through and made this happen. And when it all got finished, my next door neighbor did the photography and the graphic artwork. And I mean, it just all really came together. And when it all got done, I realized how important it was to have a legacy for all those people that aren't here to hear it on this plane.
Well, you might say that it was sweet.
It was sweet. And I even stole that idea because some old friends of mine in Hollywood used to have a vintage store called Paleeze, Please. So I kept thinking, I know, I'm going to call it sweet. So, yeah, it all just came together. I'm real happy with the way it turned out.
Well, as long as there's not a copyright infringement with the name or anything, it's...
I have no idea.
Thanks for bringing that up, though, by the way.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Blues Hound. I have to go now.
Track number 2 is keyed up right now. It's a song called Aggravating Papa. You want to set that up and we'll give it a spin?
So this is an old Bessie Smith song, and this is one of the 4 tracks that Joey is on. And so we don't have any horns on this track. This is the original 4 of us, Joey, Charles, Osama, and me, on an old Bessie Smith song, Aggravating Papa, Don't You Try to Two-Time Me.
I'd like to elaborate on that when we come back into the next, talk about your inspirations, how,